Yeah.
Ah, yes, says Skype call is being recorded. Okay, next time remind me before we start to log in.
Okay, so we can actually start this shit?
Let's get this shit on the road.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to That Nerdy Web Show. I'm your host, Josh Schlieret. And today's guest, we have Nathan.
Yo! What's cracking?
Wow.
Corey.
I like turtles.
Patrick.
What's up?
Opal Rider.
I don't know how I'm going to follow Nathan, so I'm just going to say hi.
And our super special guest, Super Sci Guy.
I can get that for 100 gems.
So, I have no idea what the fuck we're going to talk about. Anybody got ideas?
You're kidding. You didn't write down a
How
list.
about, talk about some of Super Sci Guy's stuff? He's on here.
Whoa!
Speaking of
We
Super Sci Guy,
have Super Sci Guy, and you don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, well, you don't open a show by melting people's faces off.
Seriously.
are we
You don't?
talking about llamas with hats?
Let's look at the Dawn Move series. They did nothing but.
Wait, what? Wait, okay. I mean, we could talk about, we could let Sci Guy talk about, the latest shit he's been working on, I guess.
Woo!
Yeah, but that won't keep people around long enough. Once he's done, they're just going to be like, okay, I'm done with this. You gotta save the best for last, Holmes.
I can see where he's coming from there, yeah.
Yeah, basically. But, I
You're
mean,
not really telling me that you don't have, an idea what to talk about, like a list or something.
Patrick, this is episode 2, leave me alone!
Lists are for new.
I do. I look at stuff on the internet and basically say, oh, look, that's new. For instance, the freaking Pokemon first generation evolutions, that was, news to me, kinda.
What do you mean? What, in the new game?
Oh.
Yeah, the ultra mega super ultra beastly times 10 evolutions or whatever they call it now.
I haven't been paying much
Power
attention
hit,
to Pokemon, so I can't really comment on that.
Basically, it's the mega evolution, and I can't believe they stooped so low to copy off a Digimon.
Digimon.
I wouldn't call it copying. To be
Monsters.
fair, a lot of the monster-based games like that, they're not all the same, but rather they have the same ideas. So I wouldn't say they're copying Digimon. It's kind of like evolution kind of happens. They can just add on more rules if they want to.
Yeah, but explain this.
All right.
The tide rolls in, the tide rolls out. You can't explain that.
It's just basically the same Pokemon with the word mega in front of it, and they added a little bit of shit. I mean, for instance,
Mega Blastoise.
That
no,
looks so great, man. The cannon.
He's got
the cannon.
3 cannons now.
he has cannons on his arms.
In terms of appearance, they only added a little, but then again, they added the stats, and that's what really matters to all the hardcore players.
No,
When you're actually playing, it'll make a difference.
No, what caught my attention is that Venusaur now has a tree on his back.
Fair
Who
enough.
cares about the tree? The flower is so much better.
Hold on. I
I'm
think
back.
the real question here is, does Mr. Mime get a mega evolution?
I'd like to see that.
That would
Into
actually
what?
That would be interesting.
He gets a beret.
He gets a beret.
Things actually become sexy.
No, he gets a soul. You forget, mimes are soulless people, just like gingers. Not messing, man.
He,
Oh my
he,
God.
he gets a hat and cane.
Oh my god.
Special
Hello,
attack.
hello, my darling.
Wait, so are all you guys here big Pokemon fans? Are you getting the new one?
I
Not a
wish.
chance. I stopped playing after Gold and Silver.
I see.
I quit playing after Black too.
It's like, I know of Pokemon, but I'm not involved, per se.
I would agree. I know a lot about Pokemon, but I don't play any of the games, so I'm not really a fan necessarily.
I mean, I still play it. If somebody gives me a copy, be like, here, play this. I'll be like, okay, cool. But lately, I haven't had any time to play, freaking handheld games whatsoever. I've been stuck playing freaking Xbox.
Fair enough.
Well, then the PS3. That's because I got the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 thing, which is awesome. Y'all should get it. Do.
Fair enough.
I own it.
You're a genius. Well, you're innately a genius, but even more genius for owning it. Whoever owns it, you're a genius. Good job.
Awesome.
Stroke of genius. I
Be a
can't.
man of genius.
I'm trying to think of something to
You
follow
own
that up.
the entire collection of Kingdom Hearts.
I already do.
Okay, speaking of Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so I still
You
have
topic.
like a GBA, SP, and like I
Alright.
have Chain of Memories. But here's the thing: I'm like stuck. I'm almost finished with Sora's part of the story, but I'm stuck on this fight. After the Destiny Islands, you have to fight the Riku replica, and he wipes the floor with me.
Oh, I
Hmm.
remember that.
Is something wrong with
Okay.
my cards?
Yo, let me tell you something about that game. All right, that game
It's
is
cards.
stupid. It's a lovely game in terms of the fact that it's Kingdom Hearts. It's got a great story and great characters. That game is stupid because of that whole zero card nonsense. Anybody who's played the game knows exactly what I'm talking about.
No, dude,
That zero card
awful.
thing is absurd
Ooh, it's
No,
tight.
because
Patrick,
sorry.
it's somewhat like your actual cards. I mean, think about it. The zero is like the ace in the hole, basically. It tops any
Yeah.
card.
but obviously can be beaten by any card as well if you're not lucky.
Yeah, which I think is
And-
kind of stupid.
No, but it's like it sometimes becomes a game of like cat and mouse where you have to just zero card the computer and hope it doesn't zero card you.
Or just do it like I, or just do like
pretty
I
nutty.
do, just do like I do and sort everything by freaking number.
No, but I think
just be like 9999.
what really got to me was just in general. I felt like I don't want to use these. I just want to hit people. Like this is Kingdom Hearts. Like why do I have to be restricted by cards? Can't I just mash the A button and hit people? Like that's what bothered me the most. I felt like I was restricted by these cards. I felt like they could have made a Game Boy Advance Kingdom Hearts game where you run around, press A to select the attacks from the menu and stuff.
They do.
I don't know. The card thing was interesting, but I felt like it was wasted potential. Also, it could have been way more engaging.
They do. I think that's basically the whole freaking Kingdom Hearts game itself. Oh, press X, attack, you win. What?
No, but no, yeah, obviously, yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts. But I'm saying like that's why I would have wanted that for Chain of Memories because the card thing was a nice idea. I would have liked it as maybe a mini game or a part of the combat, but not the whole combat. But I don't agree with it being the whole thing.
So, now mind you, I've never played the Game Boy Advance Kingdom Hearts. So it's card-based, kind of like a...
Card based,
Card-
yes.
Yeah, it's you
Basically,
get a deck of cards and you use it to attack.
basically,
the dumbest
Chain
thing
of-
I've ever heard. It's
Basically-
like Yu-Gi-Oh! But with Kingdom Hearts.
They
Yeah,
set all
not
things
exactly,
using
not exactly.
children's
Not
card
exactly.
games.
Oh yeah,
It's-
that's so irrelevant to the game itself. Like, how would that even work? Summon Exodia. Holy shit! Why is
It's
he in this game?
not like Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, it's not like most card games. It's literally just all your attacks and spells and summons are all based on a card with a number value. For example, normal attack, let's say Keyblade attack, might be a card with a 1 value. A magic spell like Thunder might be a card with a 3 value, and so on. So as long as you make your decks, and then you just literally mash the A button, every single card in your deck will be selected. It might be attack, 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 spell, summon, attack, and so on. So it's not necessarily like an actual card game with turns. It's literally you have these cards in your deck, and you select them to attack. It's fine for the most part, but as I said, when it actually comes down to the core gameplay of fighting like bosses running around, eventually you'll begin to feel like you're limited by the card system, not empowered by it. I
So-
think that's my biggest problem.
So you're kind of like scripting ahead of time your fight strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the problem is it doesn't always work for all situations, especially the boss battles. Because mind you, the boss battles in Chain of Memories, they do get on that Kingdom Hearts level of anything can happen, and sometimes the boss casts some spells and does some crazy stuff. And I feel like you might not always hold up in that situation. So while the game is engaging, don't get me wrong, I felt like a lot of the time the game really would have been simpler just by having normal attacks. See, a game with a card-based fighting system that was fantastic. I'm not sure if anyone heard of it. It's Baten Kaitos on GameCube. See, that game was good because it was like turn-based card system, and selecting each card did, an attack. Selecting each magic card did, magic spell and so on. And that game worked because of the turn-based system, whereas Kingdom Hearts isn't, and you're running around and fighting big bosses and stuff. So I felt like the system was strange.
It's just basically saying, okay, whoever can pull out the strongest card first wins. That's just basically it.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all want to stay on this conversation, or y'all want to go to other news?
Well, if you have any other topics, of course.
In the news.
Okay, switching over to Nintendo.
Yay.
New Smash Brothers finally added another fighter, and guess who it is?
Toon Link.
Please be Reggie. Please be Reggie.
Sorry, I just ruined it. Yeah, it's
No,
it's Toon Link.
Wait, seriously? I thought it was Peach.
What? No, they announced Peach like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's
Peach
Toon
is
Link.
always.
Oh shit! I'm like
news.
I'm like
Why
far
is
back.
that even a surprise?
Oh
to
god,
us?
I'm far back.
An announcement. It's just more of a confirmation. All the characters we know so far, except for the 3 that were announced at E3, are all just confirmations. Luigi was a confirmation. Peach was a confirmation. Fox, they kind of confirmed him by having him in screenshots, but they didn't officially do it. And finally, there's of course Toon Link. So these are all just confirmations of characters who've been in it either from the beginning or from Brawl. I mean, as of yet, there are no new characters that we know of. I mean, it's cool that Toon Link's back though.
No, screw Toon Link. I'm excited that they added freaking Mega Man into the game. That's what won me over.
I think that's okay. Personally, I'm not that much of a fan of the original Mega Man. I'm more of a Mega Man X fan, but I mean, it's cool that there's 8 Mega Man, I guess.
Yeah, a Mega Man. I mean, because
I enjoy the idea.
because if you look at it, I mean, Mega Man now is basically.
What do you mean Mega Man now? There is no Mega Man now.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I was. Let me finish. Damn it. Basically, if you look at it now, Mega Man, there's no more. Now they just they could have made more Mega Man games, but but I don't know what the hell happened.
Look,
Capcom
if
shot
they're
him in
not
the
good
face.
Mega Man
Bureaucracy
games,
happened.
don't make them. I mean, if
No,
you
I
make
mean-
a shit Mega Man game, just don't even bother.
I mean, the only thing I've heard new about the people with Mega Man is that they're making a new game called Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9, you're correct.
Yeah, and I have no idea. I've seen some screenshots of or some of the drawings and shit. It looks decent. Don't get me wrong. It looks the character work looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's meant to be Kenji Inafune's spiritual successor to Mega Man, basically. That was the idea, anyway. And I like it. Personally, since I said, I'm not that much of a fan of the original Mega Man, but it's nice that he's coming back in some way, shape, or form. So I'll play the game anyway.
I'll get it.
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
should be cool.
I mean, just for instance, some people kind of judged it, like a long time ago. Before, I'm pretty sure you remember this, Patrick. You remember all the bullshit Skullgirls got?
Yeah. Oh, because of the art style?
Yes. The art
What,
style.
people are
and some-
judging Mighty Number 9 because of the art style?
No. This is not relevant to freaking Mighty Number 9. I'm just saying that,
Okay. Oh,
You-
people are just judging in general.
yes, they're just judging in general. The
Oh, well,
whole,
of course people are going to do that. And it happens, to be fair.
yeah. I mean, you remember how they said, "Oh, this game's gonna be horrible because the fighting system doesn't even look all that great, or the character work looks like poo."
Well, no, but people will always judge things based on either images or trailers anyway. That's just bound to happen in general. I don't really even think that's really worth... I mean, unless there's something specific people have said, I don't feel like it's really worth, worrying about, because it's one of those things.
Well,
I mean, I'd like to see some gameplay before I started making judgments.
yeah. I mean, that would have been cool. Okay, so shit, I can't think of anything. Sai, you have anything you want to talk about, buddy?
I like Mega Man.
I think
He is good.
Oh my god.
No, I mean on stuff
Well-
you've been you're coming up with or whatever.
I don't know. What do you want to hear? I do a lot of things. I know this is just going to be talk about. I feel like it's just. I feel like this just everyone shut up and let me talk about my shit. Is that what you want to do?
Go for it, shit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I suppose you could involve us in it, or maybe get a topic started, maybe something you're interested in, something you're doing, that kind of thing.
I heard rumors and vagueness of there being a new Sonic cartoon.
Really?
I'm excited.
No way.
I heard just vague little talkings on the wall and behind closed doors and stuff of there might be a possible new Sonic cartoon. I don't know anything about it.
So
I
this
don't
is
know its
completely
premise. I don't know
unconfirmed,
nothing,
right?
I hope it's
Mm.
good. But I want it to be good because I keep getting shit Sonic cartoons. It makes me upset.
Mm.
I like
A modern Sonic cartoon should be interesting. Because,
Well-
I mean, I was a fan of, the very first one. I forget what it was called. The very first Sonic
Adventures of
cartoon
Sonic
was
the
really...
Hedgehog.
I think that was it. Yeah. And I think Sonic X wasn't bad because it went through like the Dreamcast era games, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like the
Sonic X was bad. 2 words. Chris Thorndike.
No, here's the thing. I didn't mind Chris at all, right? I
did. Why was it there?
And no, because like I was willing.
It's called Sonic the Hedgehog, not Chris Thorndike. And by the way, sorry.
No, but I mean, like, I didn't mind him because I felt like I could watch the show. Because for me, as a big Sonic fan, I just wanted to see how they were going to go through all the games because they covered Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Heroes. So I was like, I don't care.
No, I'm a big
it was all good.
Sonic 2, and like from the Sonic X kind of pissed me off because it's like first episode is okay until about halfway through when they take forever to explain this.
Andrew, quit typing.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do 2 things at once and it's not working.
Guy, Sam Speed, and they explain like there's a special wing of the cops, and then it focuses on Chris, and then it's like then it doesn't become anything about Sonic. Then it becomes like what?
Well, there was a lot of world exposition. There wasn't very much focus on Sonic. But the problem is with a lot of these things, it's like Sonic as a character is an established character, and I think once you realize that, oh yeah, okay, he's fast, he's a cool guy, he saves people, that's the basic motif, and I feel like if you don't establish the world, it's literally just going to be Sonic running around doing stuff with people we don't know, in situations that we don't understand, and for things we don't care about. And I think if you don't establish that world, it's not going to make sense. It's literally just going to be
I'm
Sonic
fine
running
with
around.
world establishment. I just was like, the rest of the series became more about like, Chris has a tummy ache. How can Sonic make the tummy ache go away? And then Eggman shows up by picking a deck of cards, and I don't even know why. And then there was an episode where Sonic and Knuckles fight, and then it was cool. Then it just stopped.
I mean, I get what you mean, but like, for me, I was willing to put up with it because, I mean, mind you, this was a 4-kids TV show about kids. It's like how Sonic acts as a hero. So whereas, like, let's put it this way, if you want to play, or if you want to, I guess, experience a game about Sonic and Sonic alone, play a Sonic game. However, the Sonic TV show, as in Sonic X, was more about how Sonic as a character enriches the lives of people. And let's just say, for the sake of example, this is getting a bit deep, I suppose. Let's just say that Chris was kind of like an avatar for, like, your typical child who's, adores Sonic. Like, Sonic's his hero, Sonic saves him. So, as a kid, you can put yourself into his shoes and start saying, oh, okay, well, Sonic
I can see the logic behind like older people that don't have a grasp on what reality actually is, trying to think of a show that will sell. But like, it was like, I don't know. I couldn't put myself in.
Yes, I know what you mean. The execution could have been better, and the focus on Sonic could have been more prominent. I do agree.
So like, I like Sonic Sat AM just fine back in the day, and like to some degree, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But like, I was always jealous of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show because they would go to like levels from the game, and you would hear sound effects from the games, and there would be background enemies from the games, and then Sonic X has like Eggman.
Well, no, actually, I disagree. Sonic X actually did a lot of fan service based on the games. Like, for example, during the appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog, you saw a lot of the military robots that you saw in Sonic Adventure 2, and during the Sonic Heroes part where we met, like, what's his name? Team Chaotix, you actually saw the Eggman robots from Sonic Heroes and so on. Also, they went to several locations from each game as well. Like, for example, if I'm correct, they went to Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2 during Shadow's introduction.
No. They hit some high points, but they also do a baseball field, which is my favorite
that's
Sonic level.
because they're in the story. That's like that has nothing to do with the Sonic world.
That's
my point. There you go. You got it. You did it. I'm so proud of you.
There's only.
You mean that it didn't have anything to do with the Sonic world, but rather was a story unto itself?
Basically,
it's kind of like a lot of the Sonic X stuff felt very fanficky, where it's like Sonic and friends live with me, and we're best friends, and we help Eggman. And
isn't that the point, though? That's the point I made. This is a kid show about how a kid can appreciate Sonic, so it's not really about Sonic in the games. Yeah, but it's not about Sonic in the games. It's about how Sonic could be in real life and be your friend, and occasionally stuff from the game happen, like Shadow appears. And
no, I understand. I hated that. Like, I get if other people liked it and it did well, it went on for a million.
You're right, definitely. But don't you also think that if they had just done the opposite. You know, the thing that we wanted. Wouldn't that have just felt like watching a TV show version of playing the games? Wouldn't that have just been?
I don't see a problem with this.
Well,
Right, so
I don't either,
hold on.
but I feel like. But I feel like I'm just watching the games play out. I'm watching the games play out in the cutscenes, which I could have just played the game for. I mean, I understand the appeal behind it.
Don't you understand?
There's
Hold on.
hold on. There's only two things I actually remember, sort of, from Sonic X, because like I vaguely blocked it out because that show was not my cup of tea. I mean, it was good. I mean, yes, the animation and stuff for it was good, but the story never got to me. But there's only two things I can actually remember for it. One was why Rouge has tits.
Why?
That's always been like that. That wasn't the show.
I can explain why she has tits. She's a girl.
Yeah, but look at her. I mean, no.
But Josh, you realize this is a thing that's always been in there ever since Rouge was introduced. This was not like a show-specific thing.
Well, still, I mean, it's kind of weird because look at Cream, look at
It's
Amy.
not.
Cream
Let's
is
not
six.
forget,
It's
Cream and Amy are like 12-year-old girls. Actually, no.
You know that
Cream is
Cream is
10
younger
and
than that.
Amy is like
was actually
13.
created in America as an American character. Like she wasn't part of the like they brought her into. I don't know why they just did.
I mean, yeah, Rouge is a much older character. Like, if we're to give the characters ages, in fact, they do have ages.
They do
right?
have.
Yeah, she's like,
Like,
20 in like the
yeah.
instruction manual.
Yeah, exactly. Like Rouge is like
okay.
Rouge is like 20. Amy's like 15 or whatever, and Amy
Yeah,
what's his
Creep is
name?
like 4.
Amy's like 10. No,
She's 6, if I
And-
remember.
I thought she was,
correctly.
like,
I'm not sure
6.
about that.
no, I think she's 6 in the very beginning. I'm talking about like let's say Sonic X. I was like she was like 10.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, another thing about like Sonic, holy shit! In Sonic Advance or 2 or whatever, whenever Cream is introduced, like in the game, she's a fucking badass. She has like the chow of the missile holding the attack of death.
Yeah, she
Doing that.
uses cheese to do attacks and so on. I
And
do
it's
remember
really
that.
cool. And then in the show, she's like, "Oh, I'm so helpless," and I'm like, "Just kick his ass or fly
Yeah,
away."
but don't understand though. See, in the game, she was given this magical gift called like the player buff. Because she's a playable character, she's suddenly amazing, regardless of how feeble she may be. But when you're in Sonic Show and you're not Sonic, you're not good. Simple.
I know.
That's the
It's
problem.
nuts. Like, oh my god.
Or Shadow or
They
Knuckles.
cut to her on top of a billboard, and she was like, "Oh, help me!" And I'm like, "Fly away!"
And to be fair, okay, but let's be real for a second. Out of all the Sonic characters, she's the weakest. Not because of whatever. Literally, she's just the weakest in general. You know what I
That's
mean?
debatable.
Oh no, she's definitely.
Just
But she
slow.
has the
What do you mean
challenge.
that's debatable?
Okay.
Big is really,
Are
really
you talking
slow.
about like?
Okay, yes, Big the cat. Never mind.
No, that was horrible. That is horrible. I'm sorry, Froggy.
Don't remind me of those stupid Sonic Adventure levels where you played as Big. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just Sonic
I-
Adventure,
I-
but Sonic Heroes.
I think the dude who even voiced the Big the Cat was like, "Do not talk to me about fucking Big the Cat."
Don't say John.
I think so.
Nah, the froggy fishing levels or whatever in Sonic Adventure DX, they were regrettable.
To be honest, it kind of sounds like he has fucking Down syndrome. He's like,
It
Froggy.
does. And he's not the only. You're not the only person who I've heard say that. Like Big annoyed me a lot, but I mean, whatever.
But
I don't know what they were thinking when they included his levels, because everyone else can kind of make some sort of sense. Like Sonic's fast levels, okay. Tails follows Sonic, okay, fine. Amy has like puzzle solving levels,
Like
okay.
puzzles, yes.
E102 like shoot stuff, okay, fine. And then like Big.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's like with Big's
What?
levels, they kind of hit like the edge of the variety show, where it's like, oh, you've got the fast one, you've got the puzzle one, you've got the one that can climb walls, you've got the okay, I don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Well, the
Nobody
big
likes.
one.
We
basically,
got the really dumb time sync.
It made no like the Chow made sense because they're trying to copy Pokemon. Everything made sense. Big makes no sense at all. Like
You are
I can't
exactly
even
right.
see like a market like kids love fishing, right? Put that in Sonic. That's what he had. Okay, fishing. What?
I know.
It's
The
just
design
that.
choice behind that was strange. Luckily, they've never done it again.
no, but
Oh, Big's still around.
no, but I still have to say, Sonic Adventure was. I liked it, Sonic Adventure. It was pretty cool, but the one that actually caught my eye that was pretty good was Sonic Heroes. I mean, even though it gets so much
Sonic
bashing,
Oh my
even
God.
though it gets so much bashing because it's like you can fall through the freaking ground and
there
shit.
were some glitch. Okay, let me tell you something about Sonic Heroes. On the Xbox and PS2 version, there was a ton of glitches, like a ton. Right? The game was still playable.
So was
but
Sonic
the
06.
GameCube version, was solid. The GameCube
Yes.
version was
I had a
like
GameCube
the second
version.
coming of Christ or something. It was really good. Like, trust me, it was so good. If you played the GameCube version, like, that was the best version because there was no glitches. I mean, it's the same game. I'm not saying that game did something magically different. It was literally just a solid game. I mean, because what really got me about Sonic Heroes is like, yes, obviously ignoring the glitches, ignoring some of the tougher parts. When you can like run through an entire city, destroy robots, level up, fly through like rainbow hoops and do poses in midair or whatever, like that to me was exciting. Like you could do that in no other game, and I think it was executed so well. Like you would think.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Like
I'm
you think a
very
game
biased
where
to that game as well because it was my first Sonic game of all time, so it's like up there. That is
you youngins.
easily my favorite.
I still have
it's
to
like
say.
when they introduced. Oh, sorry. What are you saying?
I was about to say I still have to say Sonic 06 still sucks ass.
It is unfortunately a bad game. But I mean, I'll talk about that in a second. But I think the thing about Sonic Heroes is like when they introduced the idea of switching between 3 different characters, it seemed terrible, but it's actually really solid because it works perfectly. And when you get the hang of it, like you can literally blaze through levels, like because you know when to switch, you know like what character handles what, and you could literally clear entire levels in like 5 minutes or under. And I think that was really exciting. That was really what Sonic was about, like speed, aggression, and other than say 1 or 2 levels that kind of killed the pacing, like the casino levels, unfortunately.
Now, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the game, like all the bingo stuff, and you get like a life or something, or like playing the pinball level.
Yeah,
like,
but
just racking up rings. Son of a gun, that was great.
I think.
Corey, quit eating
Get
your
you in time.
microphone.
No.
It sounds like you have it stuck up your nose.
Or you're
Or
masturbating.
really suffering.
One of the two.
Where is your microphone? Did you move your microphone away?
No, it was attached
It's like
to my
really
headset,
distant.
and it started hurting my ear, so I kind of repositioned it. And
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
paying attention to where it went.
It was on
My
your
goodness.
head.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's a
Okay,
loud mic.
Josh, you remember how you mentioned Sonic 06, right? Okay, well, it is unanimous that that game, unfortunately, was like a dark part of the history of Sonic.
Dude,
And part of
everybody
what made
hated
people-
that game. Even
Yeah, but
Sonic,
let me tell you something about that game.
Schoolhouse, and it's all better.
dude, even hardcore Sonic fans are like, I don't
No,
like
but here's
this.
the thing. But you know what the problem with that game is? That game was too ambitious for its own good. Because actually, when you look at the game as a whole, as in the 3 campaigns, Sonic, Silvers, and Shadows, when you look at the levels, the design, and the control, the actual game itself is a solid game. It was just unfinished. They added too many unnecessary things. Running around the overworld was pointless. If you took out the overworld, right? If you removed all the glitches, right? If you polished off some of the controls, the game is actually a decent game.
So
That's
if you
what's
take
so
away
weird
90%
about the
of the game, it's good.
No, not 90%. Like, if you take away the fluff, if you take away running around the stupid overworld, if you got rid of the absurd loading screens, right? If you tighten the controls, the game is literally a solid Sonic game. If you just selected each level from a menu, like every other Sonic game, you know, you got a cutscene, you played the level, it was decent. Like, there was nothing actually wrong with the core mechanics of the game, especially, like, the running bits where you had to, like, run in a straight line and avoid hitting stuff. That was difficult, but if it was a bit, like, smarter how they executed it, the actual gameplay is fine. That's what bothers me about that game. It could have been amazing. It could have been the chosen one.
What they should have done is just like do what they did with Sonic Generations. Be like, okay, you have a line, follow that line to your world. Background, fucking white.
Yeah, like make a simple overworld. You're right. Either make a simple overworld or don't make one at all. Pretty much. Like
That-
I don't know. I think I needed a little break from all the stereotypical menu screen thing. Like in Sonic Director's Cut, they actually did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, because that world wasn't too hard to access. Like all the levels were within like easy walking distance. There was no stupid puzzles you had to do. It was literally a simple way of finding it all. But I personally believe that we should either have something like Sonic Heroes where it's like easily accessible levels that don't take years to find, or just a normal menu system and cutscene progression like Sonic Adventure 2, for
Wait,
example.
they had an overworld in Sonic Heroes?
Nah.
What Heroes? No.
No, basically it's just like, oh look, you finished the level. Okay, on to the next one.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I
that
like
to
Sonic
me
Heroes
works
just fine. I like playing it once, and then they made you play it 3 times again.
Yeah.
And then Chaotix levels was like a very linear path where you can't go back, but you had to search around for like hermit crabs or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It was
What?
a weird stylistic choice. Basically,
I like playing through Team Sonic. The level's awesome. Holy crap, this level is 45 fucking minutes. Don't mess up. We have to do it all over again. Like, oh, that was great. This level. Okay, cool, great. Let's play Team Dark. It's the same fucking thing,
except harder.
They changed a few things.
Except they can control time.
Like, an enemy takes 4 hits instead of 3. Oh my god, how did they do it? Like,
No, I mean, okay, obviously. No, but do you know what the idea behind that was? It was a stupid stylistic choice in the sense that they shot themselves in the foot because they had this idea that they created each team for different playstyles. And it works if you think about the game in the sense of, like, non-completion, i.e. for fun. Let's just say...
You're a very positive thinker. I really like how you must just see the good in people. Like, you stabbed that lady, and you took her money, and then you threw her in the fire, but if you didn't do all that, you'd be a good person.
Well, no, I'm not like naive.
Though.
I'm trying to actually explain like the idea behind Sonic Heroes. Like this was actually the idea. They basically said that Team Rose is for people who want to play the levels and have it really easy because their levels were hella easy, right? Team Chaotix is more like exploratory and so on, as you said. Team Dark is for the more hardcore crowd. That's why they're all edgy and stuff. And Team Sonic is the basic level. So if you could divide it into difficulties, Team Sonic is normal, Team Dark is hard, Team Amy is easy, and
I would
Team
be
Chaotix is kind of like a puzzle. Like that was the idea behind the game.
If they didn't make you play every single one to get to the final.
Yeah,
ending.
exactly. That's the problem. That's exactly what I meant. That's the stylistic choice went wrong. Because if you look at it as a non-completionist game, let's just say if it was like a party game, you played with your kids or something, then yes, that would be like, oh, okay, I don't want to have too difficult of a ride. Like, let's just say let's just say a 10-year-old girl wants to play Team Rose or whatever, have some fun. Let's just say a 17-year-old guy wants to play Team Dark. He wants a challenge. But in terms of an actual video game, completing it, you have to play every level. Then you have to get every Chaos Emerald. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Mind you can just do that on Team Rose because they're the easiest. That's how I did it, obviously. To actually complete the game, you have to play all of them. You have to get all the Chaos Emeralds. You have to do everything. And I think that's
they were probably going along the lines of Sonic Adventure Battle 2, which worked out beautifully because they had different levels for both sides of the story.
True,
I like how there was never.
I think they might have gotten a little lazy with that.
Say what?
I think they might have gotten a little lazy with that. With Sonic Heroes, is the biggest problem.
They did.
They tried to do the same thing without adding any extra levels to it.
Yeah, because like one thing about Sonic Adventure 2 was that even though obviously their levels are carbon copies of each other, i.e., Rouge and Knuckles do pretty much the same thing, Sonic and Shadow do pretty much the same thing. It's just the objectives were different, and the actual levels, they weren't exactly carbon copies. Like, for example, Shadow's levels involved him either, grinding a bit more, doing something different. Like, for example, if you compare, I mean, these are names I'm throwing out. If you compare Final Chase to Final Rush is infinitely harder. Or is it Final Chase? I can't remember.
Well, it depends on which one you find difficult.
Yeah, basically the Shadow.
The one with the spinning cylinders that drove you absolutely insane, or the one with
that was the Sonic one. Yeah, basically.
No, that was the Shadow one.
That was Shadow.
Sonic's had the grinds.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Final Rush was Sonic, right? And that was like grinding and all that.
Yeah.
Final Chase with Shadow, and that had all the gravity panels and whatever. Like that to me was pretty difficult. So it actually was different. And for example, Eggman's levels were very different. They did seem similar to Tails' ones, but I feel like Tails' ones were more like a direct assault, whereas Eggman's ones was more like he was sneaking into bases and stuff like that. Like his ones were more tactical. So they did make him feel different.
Even at that, they were just different levels in general. I mean,
they
literally differentiated between Final Rush, Final Chase, White Jungle.
Oh yeah,
Green.
That would have been great.
Yeah, they weren't just the same level you played through. They were actually like either a different version of the same level or a different section within the same area.
Adventure 2 was you had to play like Knuckles and then immediately had to do the same level, but now as Rouge, it would have a very different feel. Yeah. I think.
I mean, and let's not forget, like I'm not sure if this is important to you guys, but I feel like it's the music and the pacing is also what made it different. Like every character felt.
I love the music in that game, which is another
music.
My favorite music in the series, easily.
Yeah.
Okay, not to sound like a dick or anything, but we need to change the subject because I think we've been on this topic of Sonic for about a good 25 minutes.
You don't like talking about Sonic?
You gotta get Sonic, bro.
We've been talking about it for 25 minutes.
Well, I didn't want to go on a big long thing about like I do this, I do this, I do this. It's like let's talk about Sonic. It's fun.
I mean, no, I mean,
started the Sonic conversation.
well, yeah.
I didn't want to end it.
Well, shit. I mean, shit. We can
All
talk
right,
about-
Josh, what do you want to talk about?
I mean, we could talk about like how the former Nintendo president died. Hiroshi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiroshi
Let's
Yamauchi.
end on a good note.
That is not a good note. That is horrible. That's sad.
I know that's.
Well, I don't know what we can really say about that, if I'm honest with you. I mean, unless we're going to talk about Nintendo as a company, because other than that, I can't really say much about him as a person.
Well, we can talk about how stuff like how he basically. I don't fucking know.
No, because I mean,
now
how many
have
of
a
us actually
moment
know
of
anything
silence.
about him?
Well,
Oh my
all we
God.
know is that he. I think he's the one who said, "Okay, you can do Donkey Kong, Mario, all that other crap." I think he's basically the one who said who okayed it.
Well, obviously he's one of the founding fathers of it, yes. But I mean,
Yes.
the only topic I have that's of any relevance in regards to Nintendo is purely that, and mind you, I don't have anything against Nintendo. Obviously, I love their games, I love their systems. I just think that Nintendo is suffering from the worst case of the nostalgia bug. Like they don't.
They
It's-
can't come
it's
up with
kind of
anything
bad.
new. Like basically,
Yeah, like-
they can't come up with anything new. It's just like, oh look, new Mario. Oh look, new.
Yeah,
Donkey
exactly.
Kong.
It was charming in N64 days. It was charming in GameCube. But when you're on Wii U, and they're not even bothering to try and think of anything different, any new IPs, or to do something different with their current IPs, you have to ask yourself, like, okay, nostalgia is great, fan service is awesome, but how far am I willing to go to just play the same thing I've played for years?
Hang on.
I mean, basically,
Let's face it.
basically, like,
That's happening a lot.
I mean,
in
basically,
Say what?
That's happening a lot. In almost
No,
everything. Let's look at the movie
No, no,
business. We have Iron Man 3, Avengers
No, but
2.
there's a difference between a second and third sequel and like the 50th game in your series with the exact same looking package.
rehashes, essentially.
I mean, what makes no sense to me is the new, not the new Legend of Zelda, because I think that one's gonna be pretty fucking cool. But
Wind Waker HD.
no, not Wind Waker HD. That's the one I was actually about to go on with. But the other one, I can't remember. The one where like they have Dark Link.
A lot of
Go
them
ahead,
are dark.
Princess.
No, the new one that's coming out for the 3DS.
Oh,
Oh,
There's a new
the
one?
flippy floppy I'm a doodle now on the wall guy.
I don't.
Wait, there's a new one on 3DS. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I think the new one. Yeah, the new
yeah, I
one's
don't
on
have
3DS.
3DS for confirmation on any of this.
Doesn't the last-
handhelds like
A link between worlds.
Thank you, Sai.
Oh, is that it? Fair enough.
Yeah,
There you go.
that one actually looks pretty decent. I mean, from what I've seen, but
That would look fucking awesome.
I don't know. I mean,
but
I think
but Wind Waker HD. I mean, cool. You get to spend $40 just to buy a game you can get off eBay for the GameCube for about a good 20.
I like the idea of Wind Waker HD though, because it's not just an HD update; it's just a way of playing the game again. And there's also, a couple of new features. Like, also, mind you,
That they
not
added
everybody
art.
played. Not everyone has played the game. This is a chance for people who've never played the game. That's the point of HD remakes.
Well, that and
Like,
plus they added a new mode. I think, like hardcore mode.
Mm.
No, there's
But
no
actually-
problem with that either.
Actually, thinking about it, maybe that's another thing that bothers me on Nintendo. Not only do they obviously milk their franchises for nostalgia value, what bothers me is how they also refuse to do it. Like, the Wii U's been out for quite a while now, and yet
Just do it.
no Metroid, no Star Fox, no F-Zero.
Well,
you know,
dude, they
none of these big IPs that could really save and that disturbs me. Why would you do that?
I think
We
they
all know
Star
that
Fox
Nintendo's
already
known for-
has the 3DS release, and
I-
that's very new.
I think
Well,
they-
sort of.
I think they milked in Metroid for as much as they can, and it kind of got a little dry and like that bad
not
taste in your mouth.
Really, other than Other M, which is forgettable.
Well-
Metroid still has a lot of room to grow, and we have not yet seen, other than Metroid Prime 3 on Wii, right? We haven't
Yeah.
seen like a truly HD Metroid.
Well,
Another
Yes,
Metroid
we have.
Prime.
There's an entire trilogy of them.
Well,
Metroid Prime.
That's not what I meant. I meant
Well,
in the sense of we haven't gotten the current gen one. With
well,
current
if
gen
you
graphics.
wait for
Yeah.
it, they're probably gonna do like they did with Wind Waker. They're probably gonna do the same.
No, I don't
HD
want
thing.
an HD remake though. I mean, I actually want a Metroid Prime or a Metroid game on Wii U with current gen graphics that actually looked and played decent. Because I know the Wii U can handle that, and it disturbs me that they wouldn't do it. Also, why don't they resurrect F-Zero, one of the best franchises, literally one of the best racing games, insanely fast, insanely exciting, yet they wouldn't do that. Like, to me, it's
mostly
Yeah,
like,
just
that really doesn't make any sense to me why they wouldn't bring that back. That is a very popular franchise, even though there wasn't a whole lot of it. People remember F-Zero.
I liked it, Star Fox. They should make another one, but not like they did with the last one. No, that last one was.
which one?
Uh,
Yeah,
What was it?
it was on 3DS, right?
No, the one for the 3DS was
The last one for the GameCube?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Star
one for
Fox
the
Assault.
GameCube.
Star Fox Assault, then.
There you go.
Yeah, the
More
flying levels
R-Wing.
are sick, but some of the ground levels are a bit, yeah. Now, see, here's what I believe, though. Whereas Mario and, to an extent, Link doesn't have, they don't have much room to grow. I honestly think that Metroid and Star Fox, and even F-Zero, are very malleable. Like, see, the problem with Mario is you can't, change his image or change his gameplay without sacrificing something or hurting the fan base. But because Metroid, F-Zero, and Star Fox are rooted in sci-fi, there's so much things you can do with that. You can really mix it around. Like, think of Metroid. Like, Metroid's a very dark, edgy game. Space pirates, aliens, and so on. And there's a lot of things that's happened within the series, especially with Metroid Prime 2 and the whole darkness aspect. Like, to me, you can do so much with that.
Oh, yeah,
you can give Samus a new suit. You can put her in new levels. Literally, this is a series that doesn't have to sacrifice the nostalgia factor. It can keep the fact that it plays like Metroid, exploration and weapons and all that, but it can add new features to make it more modern. And I don't know why they're not doing that.
No,
That's what's disturbing.
Yeah, that really doesn't make much sense. Metroid, it does have a lot of room to grow. And I mean, like you said, Mario and the Legend of Zelda games, they really don't have much more they can do. I mean, look at Mario. You've had, Galaxy, all those, and then a million rehashes. It's pretty much done, unless you come up with something completely different from what's been done before.
Mario RPG 2. Bring back Mario RPG. None of that Paper Mario.
Yes, RPG would be fantastic. I actually still play that to this day.
I do too.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga on Game Boy Advance. Like, that is actually one of my favorite games. That game was fun.
I liked the one where they had the baby cells
as
in
well
it.
on the DS.
They do. There's a new one coming out called Dream Team, where they go inside Luigi's dreams. Oh, it's already out. Oh, fair enough.
Oh,
It's already out. It's garbage.
Oh,
is it? Oh, what a shame! I actually like that IP. Why did they mess it up?
It plays super duper well. It plays great. It's just the story. There's no story.
That's not a shame.
I liked it, the one where Mario and Luigi had to go back in time to get their baby selves, and
Yeah,
I
remember that one.
Yes.
Okay, I've never played
so
that.
much,
That
yeah.
sounds really weird.
I used to have it. I got it one Christmas, and then one of my friends came over, and then whenever he left, apparently my game was missing. So I'm like, that cheeky bastard stole my video game.
Well, you hang out with some shiesty people, don't you?
That's hilarious.
See, that's whenever I thought I could actually trust my friends, but now whenever I have somebody over, I have to hide my good shit.
Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, because how I mentioned that thing about room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that Nintendo wants to keep to its whole idea of, keeping its IPs intact, not doing anything too new and drastic. But there are very simple steps they can take that can modernize their games without hurting them. I mean, obviously, we already talked about Metroid, but think about Star Fox and think about F-Zero. See, there's two simple things you could do with these games that would not only modernize them, but also would, stay original. Give them online multiplayer. For example, Star Fox online co-op. You can join a friend, fly through space, and shoot stuff up. You can have leaderboards, you can compare scores, you can play the story mode together. F-Zero have up to 10, 12 players on the same track at the same time, challenge races and so on. These modern tools that we have, online gaming, leaderboards, social networking, you can easily implement them into Star Fox, into F-Zero, and you wouldn't hurt anything.
It wouldn't hurt anything, but it wouldn't exactly be modernizing it, I guess.
No, I mean,
Since every other
in the
game
sense,
has this anyways.
No, but that's what I'm saying. These series have not done it before, and these would be very relevant things to do it. I mean, modernize in the sense that do what other games are doing, bring these games up to speed, things that people want. I want to be able to play.
I think you just said the one thing that will make sure Nintendo doesn't do it, in the fact that everyone else is doing it.
Oh, but what, really? As if, but that's too
Nintendo.
complicated. No, but that's too complicated a thing to say. There's a lot of things they do that everyone else does, so it's not like they're completely.
Not too many. They pride themselves in being different. Let's look at the game systems they've had out recently.
Fucking motion control. ruin the other systems.
Being different for the sake of being different alone doesn't make you better, especially if it doesn't end up being good. I mean,
it doesn't. But they still pride themselves in it. That's not good.
No, I mean,
I see what you mean in the sense that because they want to be so different, it would hurt. They feel like, oh, online play leaderboards, it's too mainstream. Can't do that. That would be too.
Just be like,
that bothers me though.
Just be like, what's that? You want a new Mario game? Oh, here, we'll give you a 2DS. Just like, why?
Yeah, it's like the simplest thing to do would be like new Zelda game, new F-Zero, new Star Fox. Really simple things, but they are thinking more innovation for innovation's sake and not how it makes the game fun. So they think that if they give you something new and shiny, everyone's gonna go happy. But that's not the point.
No, dude, to be honest, I think Nintendo's starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel. To be honest.
Well, I think, but it's working for them.
It is.
They're still raking in plenty of money.
Yeah, because for as much as we can say Mario games are generic, they sell a lot.
I mean,
the Wii U. I thought the Wii U was not selling well at all.
It isn't. No,
in the beginning it wasn't. To be honest, because people
it still wasn't. I thought the last I heard, like they sold like 50,000 in Japan, and then like 200,000 3DSs or something.
Because some people are like, oh look, I got a Wii U and a freaking iPad. The fuck?
Oh, I know. Fucking A. I mean,
but pride hurts definitely because like if you're a game company or a game publisher that prides itself on being different, being innovative, it's like it's gonna hurt you in the long run because as that kind of thing, either one doesn't matter too much if the game's not fun. It's like you're gonna end up continually trying to be Mr. Innovator when sometimes people just want to have fun. And they're never going to let that... And also, it's not just them. It's the fans. Like, avid Nintendo fans are always like, man, Nintendo consoles are so much better than other consoles. They're more happy and they're nicer and they've got more memorable games like Ocarina of Time and Mario Kart Double Dash and, and so on. So they will never let Nintendo let go of that. So it's not even like Nintendo doesn't want to change. It's just the fans don't want it to change. Because they feel like it gives them ammo. It's like, we're not like... PS3, we're not like Xbox, we're not like PC.
First-person shooters, guy.
They're like, change is bad. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's always like, cause have you noticed that? Okay, here's a funny thing. Obviously, this is generalization, but like, how obviously console wars happen between PC players, Xbox players, PS3 players. But a lot of Nintendo fans, they're very starry-eyed. They're kind of like, man, Nintendo's going to make a comeback. Nintendo's always going to do it. The new console is going to be better. It's like that's.
Man, they're always like a new generation of Firefly.
Yeah, there's always this they have this optimism that cannot be shaken. They feel like for every new Wii title or new Nintendo title in general, it's like another reason why Nintendo leads the pack. But it's like if you look at sales numbers or even general enjoyment, that's not always the case. But to them, they're still stuck in that magical N64 era where everything is revolutionary. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Mario 64, revolutionary. Ocarina of Time, revolutionary. They're stuck in that idea that Nintendo makes nothing but gold. So even if they don't make gold, they just believe it is.
Or license is gold.
Those fanboys.
Well, that is true.
Well, yeah, but dude, if you look at it now, some people are just deciding, you know what, I'm not going to get a new system, I'm not going to do that. Like, look at me personally. I decided, okay, I don't like the Wii U because, one, the price is freaking too damn high, and and they don't have that many good games on it, so I'm like, screw it. I'm going to go, this little group I'm in, the Louisiana Game Traders, they basically, trade games in systems. I freaking got a Super Nintendo and an old school Nintendo for $40. Yeah, hookups and all, which is pretty cool. And then I got some shit for it. I'm like, man, I'd rather go freaking back to retro and freaking play the new system because one, it don't cost that much, and two, relive your childhood.
Yeah, there's always the nostalgia factor.
Shit,
actually. Now that you've mentioned it, the thing about the nostalgia factor that doesn't even so much to do with not changing your games. I feel like Nintendo and a lot of game developers, not necessarily companies, they're a victim of their own success. Let's put it this way. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are in the entertainment industry or do things that involve being in the public eye, but when you create a piece of media that is consumed by a lot of people, when you are a hit. When you do something phenomenal, outstanding, revolutionary, people will never let you forget it. And that's the problem. It doesn't matter how good anything else you do is. It doesn't matter how much you improve. Even your next work could be better. People will always say, "Yeah, but what about that one thing?" Perfect example. Look at, say, Gundam Style by Psy. Right?
God.
That was a hit.
Not me.
That, like, to me,
Wrong side.
what's really disturbing about that song is like that song is like what, in the billions right now. Like I don't even remember the number.
Oh
like,
yeah.
2
Yeah, but
billion or whatever.
It's over like
but-
1.5, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you look about there's like a thing that was like before he even got famous, he actually used to hate America, which is funny. Like he used to hate America. He used to hate. He thought, okay, Korea #1, yeah. And
Right.
But we're not gonna get racy.
Yeah, but like that's the thing.
no. This is actually true shit. I should.
The Korea #1, yeah, he actually doesn't have that bad of an accent.
Oh, Korea. That's
Oh, that's
Korea.
just racially
No, but what I'm
insensitive.
trying to
Well, it was just the way I said it. I mean, I didn't mean to sound.
You're going to hell.
No, it's fine. But like, no, the point I'm
Yay!
trying to make is that, like, let's put it this way. This happens with a lot of things, not even just like pop idols, but rather when you make that one smash hit, like, and mind you, this is a huge smash hit, people will never let you forget it. So no matter how many songs Psy makes, no matter how many things he does, people will always be like, but it's not as good as Gundam Style though. And that happens with a lot of the games sometimes. Like,
Look what
there's a
happened
lot
with
of
this
people,
gentleman.
like, would say
God.
Legend of Zelda, who they, for example, they obviously, you know how many people mention Ocarina of Time, right? They will compare every single Zelda game to Ocarina of Time, regardless of how it's changed, regardless of how they improved it. It will always be like, yeah, but Ocarina of Time was better, or Ocarina of Time did this, Ocarina of Time, you know what I mean? Like, there's always this idea that because they did a hit once, they can't do it again. And if they don't do it again, it's a problem. And I think gamers do that too often. They put a game on a pedestal as being like the be-all and end-all, and if any game can't match that, then it's not good enough. And I think that's a terrible attitude. Like, like we were talking about Sonic Adventure 2.
Another
Oh, go ahead.
problem with making more of a series is that people will inadvertently compare it to the earlier things in the series.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I mean, you always want to judge something you create against something that you're proud of, something that has been the top contender. That way you know exactly where you're at. I mean, are you going downhill? Are you going uphill? Was it better than your best? I mean, if it was better than your best, then of course, that's going up.
But it's like, that sometimes goes too far. People forget to enjoy things for what they are, and it literally becomes a popularity contest of something, there can only be one. Like, you've seen it happen all the time. Like, it's even with, like, console wars. It's like, wait, you can't like more than one thing? Why does it have to be either or? Why does it have to be, this is the best, everything else sucks? Why can't it be like, I enjoy this, I enjoy this, I enjoy that? Why is it, this one thing is the best, nothing else is? Like, we're talking about Sonic Adventure 2, right? Sonic Adventure 2 is my personal favorite Sonic game. But I love so many others for different reasons. I wouldn't say because Sonic Adventure 2 is the best, none of them are good. I wouldn't say Sonic Heroes isn't good, or Sonic Generations isn't good, or Sonic Adventure 2. All these games are good for different reasons. Of course, Adventure 2 is still my favorite, but I'm not going to, compare every other Sonic game on this unrealistic standard that Adventure 2 set. Yes, it's the best to me, but I don't think that other games need to surpass it to be good. I mean, other than Generations, not many games have come close to beating that game. That doesn't, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't mean that, I can't enjoy them because they're not Adventure 2 or whatever. And I think that annoys me when gamers do that. Like, it's not Ocarina of Time, it's trash.
Whoa.
Well,
I don't.
mean, to completely disregard something because it's not as good as the best, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Now, to be like, man, the Zelda game, this new Legend of Zelda, it's good, but it's not the Ocarina of Time. That's understandable. I mean, if you're like, well, it's good, but it's not as good as, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I'm not going to play that because it's not as good, that's just dumb.
Hold on, I'm gonna be a dick real quick and just say something real quick. I did not like the Ocarina of Time all that much.
Oh, no, I didn't like it either.
I'm gonna be even bigger dick. Hey guys, listen to this. We've almost reached an hour.
Yes.
Corey, what time? Like, how much time we got, buddy?
We were just discussing it 2 minutes ago.
Oh,
It's actually
yeah.
53 now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get this out real quick. Patrick, don't you like fighting games?
Of course I do. I love fighting games.
I have a game for you to try out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What
it's
game is
called.
that?
It's called. It's pretty good. It's called Dive Kick.
Oh, no, I know all about
That sounds
Dive Kick.
familiar.
I know all about Dive Kick. I know about Dive Kick before it's even the Dive Kick you know. That's how much I know about Dive Kick. Hipster
Dive
status,
Kick
I know, but no,
hipster.
I genuinely knew. I knew about Dive Kick when the only characters were Dive and Kick. I'm not even being
Hipster.
funny. Like, I genuinely did.
Isn't the fighting move still just dive and kick?
That's the whole
What?
point
No,
of the
no,
game.
no. There's loads of characters in the game.
Yeah, there's characters, but what about the?
Oh no, the button. No. In fact, no. The only buttons are dive and kick, but there's way more mechanics now. It used to be just dive and kick, but they've added like 3 different mechanics on top of it, which have made it different, but it's still fun. I mean, I haven't played the game like that much myself, but it is a great game.
It looks
I think
like a
dive
blast.
kick's pretty funny.
Oh well, but I still want to try it. I've played a little bit of it at a friend's house, but I have not played the complete game of it because to me I think it's actually funny.
It is a hilarious game. I
'Cause
mean,
it's-
a lot of the FGC, as in fighting game community related jokes, are lost on most people because they have no idea what they're referencing. Like a lot of the characters, mind you, in fact, no, all of the characters are based on something either from fighting games or within like fighting game culture. But a lot of them people won't understand. Like the character Stream, the character Markman, like all of these characters, people like they look funny, but you have no idea why they're actually named that way, and there's a very good reason.
Oh, so
I mean, I think.
So basically,
still funny,
like Street Fighter logic, like if somebody looks funny, for instance, Dan Hibiki.
Well, no, but I mean, Dan is based on lore and based on stuff to do between fighting game companies. However, literally, Dive Kick just parodies. For example, I mean, to give you examples, the character Mr. N in Dive Kick, he's a fat guy wearing a skin-tight suit.
Oh
He's
god,
actually a parody of
Yeah.
a fighting game player by the name of Marn, a guy who, basically, yeah, he's very infamous. He plays a lot. A lot of people know him, but he's not really that great. He was good for a while, and also he had this incident where he was being interviewed by this girl at a convention, and what's his name? He asked the girl out of the blue, "Oh, can I put my hand around you, like over your shoulder?" And then she was like, "No, you may not." And people will never let him forget it, how he got turned down by that girl. And that's why they put him in the game, to basically make fun of him. That's why he's this big fat guy and so on. I mean, there's loads of characters like that. Some of them are more graceful. For example, the character Markman is actually based on a guy called Markman who works for Mad Catz and sells fighting game peripherals like fight sticks, headsets, and so on.
I'm
That's
sorry,
why-
but their headsets are shit. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know about Mad Catz headsets myself, but I mean, yeah, Markman is a character who, to be honest, he's put in there out of love. However, a character who's put in there like in a general parody, like Mr. N, is Jafali, which is based on a guy called Alex Jabali, who is a tournament organizer who's known for being very conceited. So what they did in the game is every time he wins a round, Jafali's head inflates, like it actually gets bigger, like literally gets bigger until. Literally at the end, like if he wins the game, his head is so big it's going off the screen, and he literally levitates off the screen, like flies off the screen.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
It's pretty hilarious. And then, I mean, Jabali, the guy who it's based on, actually thought the character was funny. So like it's literally a parody of a lot of different things and characters in
And now you
fighting
know.
game culture.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I.
Joe.
The other half is violence.
Oh, geez, good point.
Yay.
Speaking about
Wait, that-
violence,
Oh, yes.
here's the thing about violence. Violence is never the
Kills
answer.
people.
Oh, yeah.
Violence
is always the answer.
Is the question.
Really?
The answer is yes.
Ah, fair enough.
That's violence.
That's fucking deep.
I'd rather just be
Feels-
somebody with stale French bread.
There's
violence See, I in our mean, video
video
feel like-
games.
Violence doesn't solve anything. Bitch, violence solves everything. Does a dead body give you any shit? No. Case solved.
And this is how homicidal maniacs are made, with that kind of logic.
He's right.
I'd rather sit in my room and keep to myself. And
See, this is what happens when kids play video games. They go out and start shooting people. This is
No.
what happens.
No, Patrick, that's what happens when somebody plays too much Grand Theft Auto.
Oh no! Oh god! Actually, yes, yes. All the controversies, man. See, you know what I find hilarious? Basically, in the gaming industry right now, I'm sure you guys have realized there's always some controversy or other going on every single day. It's always like, the gaming community being too rash, violence in video games affecting people. Although that's always kind of a stupid argument. Like this year, the big topic is women in gaming and sexism in gaming, and it's been going on for a while. And what's hilarious is all these controversies are going on, all these things going on, and along comes GTA 5 to say, I don't care. I don't care about all of that. I'm gonna give you violence. I'm gonna give you, people killing people. Yeah, exactly. Cultural
Killing prostitutes.
sensitivities, stealing cars, stealing planes. Literally, like in a gaming industry that's become so concerned with offending people and being fair to all demographics. GTA says, I don't care.
Wait, hold on, Patrick. You forgot one thing.
What's that?
Stealing nukes.
Wait, what? In GTA 5?
Yeah, you can steal a freaking super weapon, which is a nuke.
And we can actually use it.
I don't care if it's a spoiler. Nobody. I'm pretty sure nobody in here bought the game.
I own it.
I've already beat it once.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Well, sorry, Sai. I kind of spoiled something.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's
now I don't want to play it
plot
anymore.
point.
But now I'm going to have to kill somebody.
Kill Andrew.
I spoiled a lot for myself already, so don't worry about it.
Okay, because I'm sorry.
What were you saying? No. Basically, I'm just saying that I respect that about GTA because I feel like too many game companies are scared of offending people, and that's what I find so disturbing about it is I understand that yes, obviously the internet conversation, social network has allowed more people to voice their opinions about what they like, what they don't like, and I think that's a great thing. It's a great tool. Obviously, people abuse it, and there's always arguments, but what's become worrying is how game companies are now scared of doing anything. I don't even mean violence or whatever. I mean they're scared of doing anything at all because someone is going to get offended and send an angry letter or a death threat or something worse. And I think to me that's what's worrying. It's why has it reached this point?
Oh no, not a letter.
Because people let their vaginas gape.
No, it's like too many people have sandy vaginas.
Mind if I interject and add on here?
No.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, here's the thing. It's even though they're scared, even if they just do it or they don't do it, they're still going to get people to buy their stuff regardless.
Yeah, it's just
it doesn't hurt,
but
it doesn't help either.
Yeah, it's just basically okay, we don't give a shit if we offend somebody, buy our stuff. Please buy now, buy now, buy now.
Speaking of offending people from the standpoint of being a game developer, as we all know, GTA, Rockstar, and then now I hope people don't hate me for this, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. You've got.
I knew this was coming eventually. You
have terrorist attack in London in Modern Warfare 3. Of course, there wasn't as much flack on Infinity Ward for the bioterrorist attack in London, but there was a lot of flack for them for the airport massacre in Russia.
No, but the thing about No Russian is No Russian represents. I mean, people don't really think about it. It represents a narrative and interactive turning point in kind of just violence in video games in general. Because what's interesting about that part is you don't have to kill those people, and whether or not you kill them doesn't change the outcome. Exactly. But a lot of the time, I would even go as far to say more than 50% of people just killed everybody. That's the thing. Given the chance, gamers would go crazy with it, not because they're bad or immoral people, but because it's a thing to do. However, because you can. But within the context of the game, obviously you're doing something atrocious, and that's pretty much where the storyline of Modern Warfare 2 started off. The whole massacre of the Russians, therefore the Russians invaded America and so on. But I mean, so obviously to link this to real life violence is stupid. We all know that. So to say that gamers or whatever, that's stupid. But it's it took a lot of balls to do that, and it's a memorable part of the game. Everyone will remember that that really shocking thing. But it's that was back in 2009. I would still say that people getting scared about controversies, that wasn't a thing. Flash forward to 2013, where the very thought of even having violence in the game is so scandalous that you can't even do it. It's that's so crazy to me.
It's just, I mean, think about one game. Now tell me if it doesn't have people with violence. I mean, even Mario.
Oh, well, puzzle games, obviously.
No, to be honest, I'm surprised. No.
Yeah, let's all just play Cookie Clicker.
Oh, God.
No, to be honest.
No, Atari Breakout on Google Images.
Oh, my God.
I'd rather sit here and play my Sega Genesis.
To be honest, to me, I'm not sure how much you guys know about this. To me, violence in gaming, that's whatever. Moot point. We've talked about it a billion times. To me, the conversation is, mind you, whereas most people will say, no, it's stupid. Violence in video games doesn't call violence in real life. The conversation that is getting nowhere, it's making me pull my hair out, and it's one of the most frustrating things to ever befall gaming, is the whole idea of women in games. This is a topic that's been going on probably for the past year and a half. And if you ask me, it's a topic going nowhere. Basically, people are, I don't know what you guys think, but people are 100% convinced that the way gaming is as it is now, like women in games are poorly represented, or they're weak, or the game is sexist, or it's offensive, or whatever. If there's a sexy girl in a game, then the game is obviously misogynist, and so on. And, you know, you can cop this down to, like, the rise of radical Tumblr feminism or whatever, but it's become ridiculous. It's actually become ridiculous. Mind you, I don't know how many MGS fans there are here, but Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming out very soon, right?
Oh, Quiet.
And Kojima introduced the character Quiet. We saw her in the E3 trailer. She's that sniper who's in the bikini, right? And there was a lot of uproar about this. And so many people were saying, oh, this is sexist, it's childish, it's misogynist. And I'm like, whoa! A woman in a bikini is a controversy? Have we even... This is Metal Gear Solid,
I don't think it's so much the fact that she's in a bikini. I think it's that she has no dialogue at all.
No, but she's called Quiet, though. There's a reason why she's quiet.
She is in a war.
But...
Now let's look at that.
But wait,
she's in a bikini in the middle of a war.
No, but let me stop you right there. Metal Gear Solid. This is the same game with cyborg ninjas and nanomachines and crap. And the Ride and Naked run in Metal Gear Solid 2. So don't give me that crap about, oh, she's in a desert. It's Metal Gear Solid!
And the cardboard box.
Exactly! Metal Gear Solid is
everyone else so much more arms than that. I mean, she has... Technically, she should have literally no defenses, because she is not wearing any armor.
So
but
should be weak.
What defenses?
Hold on,
Bro, it's a video game, first of all.
And
it's
I understand that, but still.
Like, you realize there might be a reason why she's dressed like that. I'm pretty sure her dressing has nothing to do with whether or not she's, gonna get shot or whatever. And I'm pretty sure all the times people were either naked or next to naked in Metal Gear Solid, I don't think they were concerned with, ooh, I might get shot. Like, Vamp, for example, walked around without a shirt for the entire MGF2, and he wasn't worried, like, ooh, I'm in a battlefield, I'm gonna get shot,
Patrick, hold on, Patrick. I'm gonna have to cut you off there, dude. We're running out of time, but I just want to say something real quick. Well, two things. Explain the whole dead or alive beach volleyball thing.
What do you want me to explain? Like, where do you want me to start?
Because
like nothing to explain on that. That's like the creator of that particular franchise until the latest game before he got fired was like a giant.
Yes, it's Itagaki, right? Mind you, let me tell you something real quick. Y'all may not know this, but they interviewed Itagaki a few years ago. They said, like, what does, or perhaps what's the principal part of gaming? What does gaming mean to you? And he was literally like, sex, power, and violence. That's exactly what he said.
Wow. Yeah, that guy was...
That's an excellent answer.
And see, let me put it to you this way. Whereas I don't believe, at least for the most part, that the DOA series, even the volleyball games, are meant to demean or, degrade women in any way. The problem wasn't really the game itself, because the game itself is actually perfectly fine. The games themselves are fine. Itagaki himself wasn't a good person. And I would say that, obviously, DOA 5 not only redeems itself, and DOA 5 Ultimate, not only redeems itself as a better fighting game, it's also a more fair game in terms of a lot of things. It's literally Itagaki is a person. Let me put it to you this way: when you have a series that involves a lot of scantily clad women beating each other up and then eventually playing beach volleyball and like touching each other and whatnot, it does not help that your developer is a guy who says stupid stuff like that. Let's put it that way.
And Dead or Alive 5 does not redeem shit.
I don't know if you're a competitive fighting game player, but it does. I mean, I don't know how much you know about the game in terms of that, but it really does. From a competitive standpoint, it does.
I have it.
No, Grant, I respect that opinion, but trust me, it's like, for the competitive Dead or Alive scene,
the breast is controlled by the 6-axis. And how does that
but let me tell you, they put that in there to be random because, to be fair, a lot of games had it. Even MGS4 has it. Is MGS4 any less of a game because of it? Not really. Like, in the end, you're not going to be playing for that, are you? Obviously, you can play with that, have a good time, when you're on your lonesome. But at the end of the day, what you're going to be doing is either playing the story, fighting somebody online, or fighting with your friends. Because that's what this game is, a fighting game. Oh, yes, you can jiggle the boobs. I can't play the game. Come on, dude. MGS4, you can jiggle roses.
Well, no, it's not like, oh, no, I can't play the game. It's the presentation as whole and the message it sends. Like, if it wanted to try and be redeeming, it wouldn't even be there at all. Like,
but that's just it, though. It's like, I don't see why that should stop you from enjoying the game. Because a lot of the main players of the series, that doesn't get to them. They enjoy it as a part of the experience, and they don't feel like it gets in the way. And mind you, Team Ninja themselves said that they built a solid fighting system. People enjoyed playing the game. People enjoyed the competitive side. They said, well, it doesn't matter. It's cool. Let's add some fights. That's what it's about. Fighting entertainment. That's their whole motif. Like, to me, that doesn't detract from the game. When I play DOA, it's like, okay, yes, jiggle physics, great. A lot of skimpy girls, great. But does that mean that I think
it just sounds like, yeah, but you can't ignore that. That's actually there in your face.
No, I don't ignore it. I acknowledge
the fighting's
it.
Awesome, but like,
here's the thing. I acknowledge it and I accept it and I move on and I play it. It doesn't get in the way of my enjoyment.
Yeah, but whether or not you want to you ignoring it doesn't like.
I didn't say I ignored it. I said I accept it. I acknowledge it. It just doesn't get in the way of me enjoying the game. That's the thing.
Yeah, but still, as like a presentation as a whole, you can't ignore the fact that company has a clear and present message they're trying to say.
Well, what message is that exactly? Unless you're trying to say something specific.
Women are objects.
No, let's not go there, please.
Wow.
I really.
That's exactly what it is.
No. Let me level with you. I don't know how deep it's gonna go. Look, first of all, they don't believe that. The player base doesn't believe that. That's not how these characters are designed. So for you to call them objects, that's more offensive than the actual design themselves. Nobody said these characters are objects. These characters are characters with personalities. No. Yeah, oh yes, because obviously making something sexy or ridiculous somehow removes them as characters with agency. Obviously, we can't have that.
Yeah, no, the
and
fact
somehow
that
doesn't make them an object.
Takes away from them as characters. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. If you believe it does, then maybe that's the way you look at it. But a lot of the people who play the game, they don't look at that.
Saying my logic is impervious just because you disagree with it is like.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that that's not how I see it, and that's not how other players of the series see it. Obviously, you see it that way, and a lot of people do. Mind you, this isn't the first time I talked to somebody like that.
You guys, okay.
No, I'm just trying to figure this out. So your whole argument is that other people think differently, so it's okay.
Not so much it's okay. You saying it's okay makes it sound like it's fact that it's wrong. My friend, not everybody thinks the way you think. I'm trying to level with this. Say it's not, like, no, you basically, you say, and a lot of people say it's wrong, it makes them objects, and yes, I understand why you would say that. But the player base doesn't think so, especially the competitive player base. The developers don't think so. And, anybody else like myself doesn't. And obviously, it's fair that you think of it that way, and that's fine. But it doesn't make it fact, or whatever, that they're objects, or, that it's a message. I'm saying that this is what
I never said it was fact. I never said that my particular opinion is fact or whatever. You asked me specifically what
why you think that.
No. The things. What that
was.
I got
you. That's why, and I'm obviously giving my point of view. I'm explaining to you as also a seasoned Dead or Alive player, somebody that knows about not only the characters but the lore. And
I know I've been playing around for a long time as well. So I mean, I get it. It's good.
Well, there is the point.
I mean, let me put it to you this.
Dead or Alive fans for the gameplay. Why couldn't they just get rid of all the racy stuff and then they get even more fans who enjoy the gameplay?
But who cares about that though? The point is
the people that get offended.
Yes,
I'm not so much offended. I love Dead or Alive. I love the characters. It just all the unnecessary sexism seems very bizarre to me.
No, but first of all,
I don't think it's sexist. Who cares about that right now? And that's
I know, but I know what you're saying. I get what the point is. But the point is, and when we were just talking about this, just because it offends somebody doesn't mean nobody should ever do it. Because there's a fan base and there's a market for this stuff. If they don't find it offensive, they're going to play it.
They're making money,
right? They're for the gameplay, though. You said it yourself. You play it for the gameplay, and you just accept the fact that it's there. So if they take away that,
gameplay for me.
Then they'll still have the old fans. And then they have the new fans as well, who like it for the game.
I understand that, but they're not going to do that because that's what the series is. If you don't want that, play a different series.
If I might interject, gentlemen.
Just let me say something real quick, Nathan.
Go right ahead.
Just let me say something real quick. You guys, we kind of went 10 minutes overboard on the time. But,
I mean, I'll just wrap it up. All I'm trying to say is I get what you guys are saying, right? Yes, it's unnecessary, whatever, but there's a market and fan base for everything. Obviously, the series could do without it, but that's what the series is. Nobody's got to like it. Nobody's, it's not perfect. And as we just demonstrated, not everybody agrees on it. But the fact is, like most things, there are some fans of it, but a lot of people hate it. There's some people who play it and, are fine with it, and there's other people who aren't fine with it. And that makes sense. That's okay. But the point is, if there's people who enjoy something, they will cater to them. I mean, do you think that Team Ninja doesn't know? You think they don't realize?
I mean,
I'm sure
I know they know, and they make a lot of money off of this stuff. Like their marketing strategy is brilliant. They make a lot of money on doing what they do or whatever. I just think that it kind of sets humanity back a couple steps.
Well, if you think so, but I don't think they believe that at all. That's
okay. I don't think that they're trying to like necessarily demean women or like they're not like that company never sought out to like do things evil or whatever. But like this in like mass media is kind of just sending a message of like this is okay. I just disagree with that.
I mean, but it's okay for some, but not okay for all. Because if it was okay for all, then yes, they would be on the stance that this is okay and you should all like it, but they know not everyone likes it. They're not trying to please everybody. When your game has got skimpy women running around, people are not even setting out to please everybody.
I'm just a little confused because I don't see how their intentions doesn't like. I mean, they still have this piece of media out there in the public. Their intentions, true or not, the media still exists, whether or not they meant to do it.
Yeah, but that's like saying, oh, erotic fiction is, should start looking itself because it offends people and it degrades women.
Well,
it's erotic fiction. Isn't that the idea?
Look at it because it's erotic. They're looking at it for the gameplay, and that's what's confusing me.
That's part and parcel of it, though. And people are okay with that. The point I'm making is if people are okay with it, then others aren't. Isn't that just how most things work? It's not perfect. It's not black and white. We can't just say that it should not be because people are offended, or it should not be because it's sending a message. Because at the end of the day, messages will get misconstrued. People will think it's this, and all that. And whether or not their intention was pure or not, the point is, people will still talk. It doesn't matter how you try to
Dead or Alive was marketed as like a fighting game for fighting or whatever, and when you get in and start playing, you discover that there's a lot more than what was advertised. I'm kind of just more on false advertising than
it's actually not false advertising. To be fair, if you look at all the images, it's pretty, and the trailers, it's pretty clear. But it says like it's a fighting game with big explosions and big chests. That's literally what it markets itself as.
I like titties.
It doesn't try to hide that. It doesn't try to hide that at all, mind you. But speaking of false advertising, let's talk about Tekken, because that's another fighting game. Let me finish. Tekken advertises itself as a primarily fighting game, but Tekken has a lot of fan service on both the men and women's side. Yeah, you wouldn't know that till you played the game. So it's not even like whether or not it's part of their message. If that's part of the game, that's something you're going to come across. Whether or not it bothers you is down to you.
I still gotta say I like Devil Jin. I'm sorry.
The fact is, it is there, and it's like, just like the conversation we're having now, like they have fully realized this is the message they are sending, whether or not they intend to or not, whether or not they create these characters to be objects, as you call them, or not. This is the conversation that will occur, and they could have easily said, "Screw it, let's just give all the girls B-cup boobs. Let's just give them all the same outfit. Let's not offend anybody, so people can shut up." But they wouldn't do that. Because they realized if they did that, they'd just be giving into what people said. And they're like, you know what? We could do that, but we could be us.
Okay.
Okay, Patrick, are you good on your ranting? I mean,
I'm just saying, I'm trying to set the record straight. That's all.
I know, but I'm just asking. You finished, bro?
Tell us how you.
I randomly have a nosebleed, and I don't know why.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
well.
the way to end it.
Well,
yeah. Be horny.
No, like I knew that was gonna be brought up, but no, I'm not. Like it just randomly happened. It's like I feel a trickle on my nose. I'm like, really? Are you joking? And it turns out I'm not.
Okay, well, I think we should end it right here. Don't click end yet, Corey, alright? I'd like to thank Super Sci Guy for coming out on the show, and I really appreciate it. I really do. Yeah. And whenever you want, dude, you can come back on anytime. Just shoot me an email or Twitter, whatever.
God bless you, sir.
And feel free to bring anybody. I mean, shit, I'm pretty sure. Hell, you can bring anybody. I don't care.
Bring Kerber first.
No, then everybody would be dead. We would be hit with noses. But bring anybody. I don't mind. We accept people to come in, have their talk. I mean, talk about God knows what. I really appreciate it.
Talk about how games are sexist and they need to change. Ooh.
Damn it, Patrick!
Hey, stop that. We're trying to end on a good note.
Yes.
We're trying to end on a good
Patrick's offended. That's pretty fucking hilarious.
No, I'm not offended. No, bro, let me tell you something.
Zero Life is purist and doesn't offend anything, and people have opinions.
bro,
It's okay
like-
if people think this way.
Yeah,
Damn it!
For real, like, let me level with you. Let me tell you something, dude. I am literally the man of the unpopular opinion. Like, if you know me and my channel very well, I'm the type of guy who will stick up for stuff that people don't often stick up for. And I get, not myself, but I get subjected to a lot of hate and stuff like that.
Your logic is totally broken in every conceivable way because all you're saying is that like
Okay.
Okay.
that doesn't
guys,
work.
Guys.
Chill.
I was just trying to say that there's a lot of stuff that I talk about, and this isn't the first time I've been in a conversation like this. And all I was trying to say is I'm used to it. It's not like I'm offended, but rather it's just when. Let me put it this way: like when there's a serious topic, I just joke about it.
I don't know. That's why I made the joke. And directly mock something that I said specifically and go.
No, I wasn't mocking, bro. I wasn't mocking you. I was joking about the. No, bro, I wasn't mocking you. I just said I always make jokes about serious topics because I come across it so often. Literally, this is something I talk about a lot. This is a general topic in the gaming industry. I've talked about it on my channel a lot. I've talked about it to people a lot.
What's your point?
No, my point is that I was being ironic and funny. I was just trying to get everyone to laugh. I wasn't taking a dig at you, and I don't know why you're acting so personal about it.
Okay.
Like, I don't. Nobody's offended, bro.
See the
Nobody's
trend
taking dig at you.
I'm just noticing a trend of your vocabulary use.
What's the trend?
The mimicking.
The what?
The mimicking and the long rants, and it was interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
honestly, it didn't sound like humor.
Well, let me say this real quick, then y'all can go on. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Boy.